Get recorded. All right. Pinned in here. There we go. All right, everybody. I redecorated. This is our anniversary tree, and of course, Frazzle and Dazzle is still hanging out. All right, everybody. Let's just move and breathe. So let's take a moment. Just open the feet out wide. We're going to bend the knees and circle the shoulders. Start to just pull our energy inward to our bodies, to our breath. Letting go of the outer world right now. Then we're going to take a back stroke. You can keep bending and straightening. Good. Then we're going to take a little reach stretch up on the high diagonals. So a lot of this warm-up is about getting the spine and the joints moving. There's blood flowing, fascia stretching. And then we're going to rotate and reach across to the opposite side. A little push. So taking the spine into a gentle rotation as you move through it. Breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Letting go. Good. Now we're going to take a big pendulum swing. So down and out. And you can, from modern dance, we used to exhale. So if you want to toss some energy, if you want to let go of things in particular, just toss, throw, flick, whatever you need to do. We just got to get this energy moving up and out of us so it doesn't negatively affect us. Then we're going to take a big figure eight of the arms to each side with a little rotation again. Of course, we're learning that the figure eight is a nice spiritual symbol. Infinity. Remembering that we're still light. We're still spiritual beings. Good. Now we're going to send that figure eight to the pelvis. So keep the feet wide, and you're just going to circle around one hip through the middle and around the other. Shift your weight. Keep the knees soft. Keep letting go through the breath. And finding my anxiety wants to stop my breathing, so keep exhaling. Letting it go like an exhausted sigh if you have to. Now we're going to let that movement come up our spine into our little Pilates spine dance. And really it's just a little moment of freestyle, so whatever you feel like your body wants to do, let it. Good. Then we're going to take that into our swing rotation and let the arms plop against the body. So this is energy and Tai Chi movement. Let it plop. So really release the tension in the arms. Let them just naturally swing and plop. Good. Now with that idea, we're just going to do a nice loving pat down our legs to our feet. Just pat, pat, pat. You might come off the back side of the legs, butt, your pelvis, your abs, your chest. Do a nice pat down each arm and hand. Pat on the back, a little bit on the neck, and also come back to the mid back, low back. And then just with fingertips, just do a nice little patting or tapping around the face, the head, the ears, the neck. Especially along down your neck and your nervous system, coming up the back side of your neck into the skull. Just a gentle tapping, loving tap. Keep letting it go. Good. And then just kind of just drag and toss, drag and toss. Just brushing off. And then just a little extra tapping for the heart. Just to remind us that it's okay to stay in love, right? Stay in the higher energy of love, no matter what goes on out there. We have to love ourselves, love our body, love each other, love up our homes, keep it simple, keep it safe, no matter what. Good. All right, give your heart a little yum yum. Tell it it's going to be okay. Woo! I'll be okay. All right. So from here, we're going to come on down to the mat and continue our stretch. All right, we're going on to a little straddle stretch. So doesn't matter where these legs go. Wherever you can feel like you can at least find your sits bones and not be kind of pulled back too much. You can bend the knees, you can sit up on something. Just a nice comfy spot. Wiggle out the legs in any tension as we rotate over one leg and walk our torso over that thigh. Big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Up through the center, rotate and walk down the other side. Big sigh in, exhausted sigh out. And then back to the first side, walking down the leg. Then you can take the opposite hand and reach it toward the feet a little farther. Big inhale, exhale. Now we want to keep the opposite leg upright, so toes and knees aimed up. Try to keep it up in neutral there while we're in these stretches. Really feel that stretch go down, that lumbar. Other side, walk it down. Opposite hand, slide toward the feet. Big inhale. Let it go. Keeping the opposite leg upright. Good. Then up and down center. So wherever you can go is perfect. And up center, and then one more. Back down. second and third time, since the stretches are helpful to get more and more range as they lighten and loosen. And back up. Good. Slide those legs in, give them a little shake. Then we're going to take bend one knee, jump that foot across the other leg, stack tall, little rotation, and then just give this knee and thigh a little hug or push, pull in. Keep the cheek down. Drop the shoulders. Just feel that stretch on the outer hip into the lumbar again. A side joint. Good. Other side. We'll jump across, stack tall, rotate toward, and then a little hug or push, pull in. Drop those shoulders, breathe it out. Good. And down. Now onto side bending. So like straight across. Or straight in front. Palm down, straight out from the hip. You want to soften that elbow, drop that shoulder, while the other arm really reaches to the sky and eases over into side bending. Let your neck go. Want to keep the arm back in line with the ears best you can. Keep both cheeks down. Inhale through the middle, exhale to the other side. Again, soften and drop and lengthen. Breathe it out. Good. On to rotation. Lengthen up through the crown of the head and look behind you. Let your chin and shoulders follow. Up and over to the other side. Lengthen up. And exhale. Look behind you. Good. Then hands behind. We're going to open and lift that chest and heart up to the sky. Don't let the head go, but just and a little extension of your mid-spine. Open the chest and shoulders. Breathe in now. Full capacity breathing. Really stretch your lungs and your ribs. And then release it. A couple more times. Take it all in, because I know we're not breathing deeply right now, so really give it a good go. Cleansing breaths. Fill it all the way up. Let it all go. Let's do another one just for good measure. We need the extra oxygen. Yay. And then we're going to hang forward gently and let the head hang. Release the back of the neck. Now we're going to widen our ribs and lungs to the sides and the back. So inhale and release. So you can feel all that fascia back there. Widen, your muscles are widening just by inhaling deeply. Let it go, a couple more. Make it a good one. Good. And just by knowing that we can send our breath anywhere we intend in our body is also a powerful little tool. So now just flex the feet back, grab as close as you can to the feet or the toes. Just hold that flex for your calves and your feet. So now we're going to point the feet and lower the head. It's a little neuro flossing. And we're going to lift the head and flex the feet. Inhale, exhale, point lower. Inhale, lift and flex. point and lower. Couple more. Inhale, lift and flex. And lower. One more. Good. And then stacking. All right. Very nice, everybody. Let's go ahead and get ready on our mat. So just make sure you can see me or hear me. And we're going to come on down on our backs. So here's where we want to just do a quick check to make sure our pelvis is in the middle of our mat. Just send your hands to the side. Check to make sure your shoulders are down the middle and your head. Since I'm not there to align you, you can do that nice little quick self-check. All right, we always want to be in good alignment when we're conditioning and stretching, so here we go. All right, so for me, remember that my 6 o'clock is the old school 6 o'clock where it's tilting the pelvis and pressing the lumbar gently in the mat, and then 12 o'clock is pressing the tail into the mat. So we're just going to rock our pelvic clock from 6 to noon, and that's a flattening of the lumbar and then a little baby arc in the lumbar. So remember the spine sits in the pelvis. So a lot of our Pilates education is about where is that pelvis in space, because that's going to have a direct impact on our spinal alignment. All right, back to center. Now check out your 3 o'clock and your 9 o'clock. So that would be a right cheek press and a left cheek press into the mat. Just a little side to side without hiking or doing anything weird in the waist. It's just a rock of the boat. Good. Now we're going to, on the back side of that clock, we're going to press it all around in one direction into the mat, going around your clock one way. Noticing if there's a time slot that seems a little snug. And then reverse. And once you have a time slot that you feel a little tight in, just tilt that pelvis and just press that little time slot into the mat for an extra moment. Encouraging it to lengthen, release, let go of its holding pattern. Give it a little break. And then rest that pelvis right back to center. And for us, center is in the middle of the clock on your sacrum, leaving your lumbar up in a little neutral position like your neck. All right, onto the pelvic floor. So we want to think about the pelvic floor engaging in and up. So you can think about it as if the pelvic bones could move in, like your sits bones could move in and up. They don't, but the muscles do. So you can imagine them coming in and up, or other images is belly button in and up, or a tightening of the seat belt, or a corseting of the corset. Any of those things that engage our deep transversus. Hold on to that while you still breathe, which is possible. Keep that deep engagement as we pick up one foot followed by the second foot. Bring those knees toward the chest for a moment and then relax your arms, palms up. We're going to go on to toe touches. So we're just going to bounce one set of toes or one big toe off the mat at a time, moving the thighs back and forth. While they're moving, you want to stabilize that pelvis and that lumbar. Keep pulling inward in that deep core. You also want to relax your upper body by relaxing your jaw. Let it hang from its hinge. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders. You can even roll the head side to side to distract the upper body from wanting to engage unnecessarily. Good. Rock the knees in, flex the feet. Take another exhale. Cinch in that deep core and pelvic floor and go on to heel touches. One at a time. Bringing the other knee back in towards you. That just helps spare your lumbar, especially if it's been a while or if it just feels really weak or challenged today. Good. Grab both knees, give a hug. Send your body some love and appreciation, won't you? While you do a little side rock. Keep hugging. So this body of ours is really going through it. And we want to honor its ability to keep moving us no matter what's happening, what we're being challenged with. So be good to it and listen to its messages best you can. It deserves our friendship. All right, we're going to hang on to the knees. We're going to bring those thighs in. We're going to separate them around and then back together. So just big thigh circles or femur arcs. But don't cut your range short. Take your time here. It's a nice deep stretch to the inner muscles of the hip, which also affect the low back. So we want to get to all of it. And then reverse that circle. And again, if you find yourself holding your breath, do that exhausted sigh thing and release it. Let it go. Nice. All right, feet back down on the mat, arms overhead. Leave that pelvis in neutral while we do upper body half curl. So arms, head, neck, and shoulders are going to just curl up into a half curl, drawing those ribs down toward the pelvis, and then back to the mat. Exhale, curl and reach. Inhale back. Good. Then we're going to take our slight rotation, but it's a low angle for our obliques. So you're just going to rock on one shoulder blade and reach quite low, just outside the leg, and then back to center and onto the other low angle curl. And then alternate. One more each, we can do it. Good. And then head back down, roll the head side to side. Let go of any fatigue wanting to creep up. We don't want to upset the neck, though we need it to help with some of this conditioning, but not too much. All right, we're coming back to each foot back in, knees together. We're going to take our bend and straightening of the legs and flex and point. So you can point the feet going one way, flex going the other. You can hang on to them. Good. Now, we're going to lift up the lower leg. We're going to keep one leg nice and stable. We're going to cinch in that deep transverses as we open up one thigh to the side and close center. The other leg to the side and close center. So, stable as she goes. This is a cross-lateral conditioning for the core, stabilizing the pelvis while the hip finds its range. So we don't want to rock toward the opening leg. We want to Really ground in those opposite obliques. Good. Now legs up, flex the feet. Same identical movement with a straight leg and a flexed foot. So just gauge your range. The leg is then heavier when it's straight. Keep pulling in that deep pelvic floor, in and up, and a deep pull in, belly button and across the front here. Easy in the neck and the shoulders. Let all that tension go again. We have to just stay mindful of the body's tendency to tense up in strange places when we don't even need it, right? There's nothing the neck and the arms can do right now. Nothing. It's all about your core and your legs. Good. All right. Bring those feet back down to the mat. Now we're going to take the feet out to the edge of the mat. Can add a little outward rotation, and we're going to go on to bridging. So you're going to take that 6 o'clock back to the pelvis, a little 6 o'clock rock. It feels like a tuck, flattening the lumbar, and then your core is going to naturally engage right here. A nice little C curve. You can press down through those feet to peel each vertebrae up. Take a breath and reverse the peel down. So each section of the ribs, the waist, the sacrum, then release it, and then rock it back into that 6 and go again. So in Pilates post-rehab, this is considered a mobility exercise for the spine, but it's also still a deep conditioning of the core. But you want to think about adding a pliability through the spine and lengthening with every rounded bridge, gaining some nice distance and breath, if you will, between your vertebrae. But your glutes are getting a workout, your thighs are getting a workout, everybody still gets a workout. And with tight low backs, this is still a really great go-to. And your organs also get to come above your heart momentarily. There's just a lot of good in this one. Release your jaw again. One more. Good. Now we're going to go on to neutral core lift. So you're going to rock up onto the heels, and it's going to send this work a little bit more into your hamstrings. So now you're going to imagine a rod, if you will, in the spine where it's not going to round. You're going to instead exhale, gather that center, transverses, press down through the heels, and lift a neutral spine up into the air, touch it to the mat, and then go again. So if you're new to this, or if you just want to check in on your progress, holding one hand on the ribs and one on your pelvis is a great way to sense that the bones are traveling together, so you know you're united from your upper body to the pelvis through that deep core. You're also strengthening that lumbar and the hamstrings, spinal muscles, not the bone itself, but we are actually strengthening bones too, believe it or not. Inhale down, exhale up. Good, and come down. All right, now we're going to go ahead all the way into the midline. So bring your feet, your thighs, ankles touching down your midline, which is your nose, your belly button. And we're going to do some more of those neutral lifts. So I'm going to still have you flex up on the heels. So now it's going to be a very narrow balancing here. But now inner thighs and inner hammies are going to get some extra conditioning. Press those thighs in, back to neutral core. So gather, exhale, gather, and then hydraulically lift, neutral spine up a few inches, touch it down, and go again. Exhale up, inhale and touch. Now you want to press as equally as you can through both heels to ensure both sets of hamstrings are getting equal power. Good. Now, bring the feet back to flat, but we're not going to necessarily change our feet position. Just a slight bit. Just open the feet just a little baby bit from your midline, but keep the feet underneath you, because now we're going to go back to single leg core lift. So you're just going to hover the other knee in the air. You're going to still keep every bit of that in mind while you gather again. And just for 4 on each side, you're going to press and lift the pelvis and spine up, touch it down, up, touch it down. So just press straight down through that one foot. 3 and 4. Switch out the feet, hover the other knee, take a breath. Exhale, press to lift, inhale to lower. Press, and 3 and 4. Back to the first foot. Hover the knee and go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to the second foot. Hover, breathe, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now we're going to go back to the first leg. We're going to lengthen the other leg now up to the sky. Try for 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch it out. Lengthen up and 1, 2, 3, 4. You got it. Grab behind each knee, give a hug, and a little side rock and roll. With some more exhaling. Good. Then, legs back up, flex those heels, and a little cross-country ski action on the ceiling for a moment. Alright, then we're going to hold on to one leg, give a little extra hamstring stretch to this leg for a moment. The other one's just hanging out. Keep the pelvis down though. You want to still stay grounded here. And then switch. And you want to, the best that you can, lengthen the back of the knee, straightening the back of the knee. Though I know that's difficult. All right, we're going to hang on to the first leg. Lengthen it as much as you can. Reach those toes to the sky. While you're holding on to that one, you're going to let the other leg float straight down, just above the mat and all the way up. And then grab that one and switch. So nice, slow, beautiful, graceful, long legs. Reaching the toes, energy out the toes. Long, arcing movement instead of just down and up. Think about the reach to the wall, to the sky. Good. Now we're going to pause for a moment, and for those that want to, add the upper body curl and hold that position, and then add a few more scissor switches here. Keep that belly coming in. Keep curling toward the thigh. The weight of the head might want to pull you back, but don't let it. Nice. Bring all of that back to the mat. And let's take our feet to the outer edge, open the arms out to the side, and double knee fold to one side, separated. Take a moment and let it all relax. Your butt cheeks, your feet, your calves, your jaw. Let it all go again. Good. Up and over to the other side. Big sigh. Let everything go. Butt cheeks, thighs, calves, feet, jaw, neck, shoulders. And ease those back to center. Ankle across one knee. We're going to leave the foot down for a moment and do our little slow motion butterfly wing for this hip. So it's just our way to be gentle, to loosen without any force to the hip joint. And then go on to your figure four, using your core to pick that up. Chin back down, the front foot can flex as you ease that in with your biceps. Nice sigh. Good. Ease that down. Second side. First part is easy slow-mo butterfly wing. Oh, so gentle to that hip joint. And then figure four. Foot flex, chin down, biceps, and a nice deep sigh. Or two or three. And then back down. All right, we're going to take a little rock around our pelvic clock again. Just a quick check to make sure your lumbar feels okie dokie after all of that before we change our position. All right, on to sideline. All right, we are going to take both knees bent. Do one we haven't done in a little while. For strengthening our hips and side core. So here's where you want to take a little, like to add what feels like a slight 6 o'clock, mostly just to pull in that core, even in sideline, or especially in sideline. We're going to hover this top leg at hip height, knee is bent. We're going to swing gently the thigh toward our shoulder in the front. Then we're going to glide it down through the center and slightly behind us without losing our center here and the core. And then we're going to do that again. So you're going to swing it forward and then through, press back. Inhale forward now. Exhale, press back. Where you're keeping your shoulders and your torso in good alignment, nice and calm. Inhale and exhale. We're just going to try to keep it in good, steady alignment right at the hip. Good. Now, the next time the leg is back or underneath you, go ahead and straighten the knee, flex the foot. Now we're going to do the same movement with a straight leg. Swing it forward point and press it back, trying to keep the knee straight and the pelvis on its side. So flex foot swing, pointed foot press back. Flex swing and press back. So again, breathing, inhale, press it back, exhale. And that's where you want to add that extra belly button to spine when the leg goes back. Nice. Now, the next time that leg is back, go ahead and touch it down to the floor, soften the knee, and then lengthen out back there as much as you can. Stay on the side of the pelvis, and then just let that leg relax toward the floor. So you can soften that knee, and that's just a nice way to stretch your, there's a lot of fancy words here for these muscles, but your outer hip. Take the top hand and reach it on the opposite diagonal up high here. So you're going to enjoy a nice little spiral stretch in your spine for a moment while you let your outer hip stretch. Good. Ease all of that back to center and give this hip some loving, some patting, some rubbing. Tell it how much you appreciate it. All that it's doing for you, carry you around in this life. Yay, happy hippies. All right, we're going to push it up and on over to the other side. So same idea. We got bent knees, and we want to do a little quick check to make sure you really kind of center that pelvis, pull in that core, and hang on to that as you hover the top leg. Start with the bent knee version, which is swinging the thigh forward, then slowly underneath you and chest out the back position there. Inhale, forward swing. Exhale, down the center and slightly behind you. Exhale. Inhale, swing. Exhale, press back. Exhale helps draw in that core in the front. When the leg goes back, you want to support that position by pulling in. Good. Now we're going to lengthen that leg out, straighten the knee, flex the foot, and a long leg swing front. Point the foot and press it back. Inhale, flex, swing front. Point the foot and press a straight leg back. And the next time it's back there, go ahead and lower it to the floor, wiggle it back a little bit, soften the knee, and then just let that thigh release tension toward the floor. Just let it kind of just melt. Stay on the side of your pelvis so you can get that good stretch here, and then lengthen the arm on the top diagonal and enjoy your spiral stretch on this side. Nice. Ease the all back together. Give those hips the same loving and rubbing and appreciation for all that it's doing. Happy hippies. All right, on to our bellies. We are going to let the legs completely relax now. So send them into the floor. They can open a little bit. I tend not to do too much to tax the lumbar, so we want to just keep them chill for a moment while we work on some shipmane, which we haven't done in a little bit. So palms down, you're going to hover the nose off of the mat. So you're going to keep your neck long. Back to the pelvis. You want to send that little 6 o'clock feeling or that pubic bone down into the mat. Fire up some glutes. Pick up the core and really, keep your lumbar safe here. From here, you cinch in your waist. You're going to hover the arms, palms down. You're going to lift them up behind you as far as they'll go. And then add just a really very tiny little chest lift. Don't come up too high, especially if you've got a lot of spinal issues. Stay just so. Then turn the palms and the inner elbows outward. Thumbs up, pinkies down. Cinch in that waist some more. Extra glutes here for protection. And then come on back down. Do it again. Little 6 o'clock. Pick up that belly button, pubic bone pushes down into the mat and stays as the arms float up. Little bit of chest, not too high. Turn the palms out, inner elbows out. So it's an outward rotation of the shoulders. You're going to feel all that mid-back, triceps. Woo. Oh yeah. Got it. Hold there. Let them wiggle wobble. It's all right. It's good for them. And come down. All right, again, 6 o'clock. Really push that pubic bone down, belly button up as the arms hover. Just a little baby lift. I'm not even going to come very high. And then just turn those palms out. Hold that. Bring the hands as close toward each other as they can go. You'll feel those triceps kicking in. Shoulders are down, long neck. And then melt down. Let's try one more. We can do it. 6 o'clock. Hover the hands, arms, little baby lift of the chest, not much. Outward turn of the arm. Pick the belly button back up. Extra push of that pubic bone down. Long neck. Bring the arms closer together. Feel that vibration. Be one with it. Oh yeah. And then come on down. Rest your forehead now on your hands and bring the knees bent up underneath you. We're going to flex the heels and just take a moment to do our little baby thigh lift. So one thigh at a time lifts up, reaching the heel toward the sky, but you don't want to lift your pelvic bone. So again, you want to keep the pelvis and the pubic bones, the front pelvic bones grounding as that thigh lifts. That way you know you're in true extension of your hip and not twisting into your lumbar. Though everybody's getting a little conditioning here. Good. All right, now we're going to lengthen those legs out, lengthen the arms out above us. Take a moment, add that 6 o'clock back in as you bring up that belly button, hover the nose, and you're going to reach opposite arm, opposite leg, up and out, not very high, focus on the out part, Lower down, other combo. Opposite arm, opposite leg, reach, and down. So straight elbows, straight knees, reaching the fingers and toes, and now just alternating that combo. Again, another cross-lateral conditioning for spine. Keep drawing that belly button back up. When the pubic bone loses grounding, you're probably going too much into your lumbar. So reground it. You don't have to lift the leg very high, so you can stay safe. You're hovering the nose, and you're breathing, and reaching, and you're growing taller with every reach. Good. Then bring those elbows up underneath you. Just widen them for a moment. Breathe. And then bring them back in to scoot into child's pose gently and release. While we're here, we're going to curl up our hands like fists. That's probably not hard to do. Then stretch those fingers into starfish. Curl them up and then stretch them out. Or jazz hands for the dancers in the room. Curl them up first into jazz hands. Good. But hopefully all that's moving out now. Onto all fours, take a C curve, hold that stretch. And lengthen out, and we are going to go on to our lunge stretch. So you're going to walk one foot up near where the hands are, hands up to greet that foot, lower the pelvis, and lift the head back up. Ground those shoulder blades and breathe here. Lengthening those hip flexors some more. Ease that back gently, unwalk that foot, and take the other foot on a little stroll. Up there, hands up to greet, lower the pelvis, and lift the head. Keep breathing. Whew. Ease that back. And let's do that again, one more each. I don't know about you, but mine are really tight today, so let's walk that up. Second time is always better. First lunge stretch. And let's stay forward over here. You're going to shift your weight forward onto the hands a little bit more and lift the lower leg. We're not going to grab it. We're just going to let that lower leg come up. Hamstring strength with our thigh stretch. Woo! Oh yeah. Gently down, easy sit back. Let's try the second side. All right, start with the lunge stretch first. Then shifting your weight a little bit more forward as you lift the lower leg. Wow, breathe it out. Woo! Easy down, easy sit back. All right, we're gonna push up and over into our squat. Hang here for a moment for some calf releasing. And then bottoms up. You can open the feet a little bit and just hang and enjoy being upside down for a moment. And exhale, nod the head yes. Another big breath. Exhale and nod it no. It's good to let the spine decompress here. Organs. Get a break. Nice. Then soften the knees as you slowly walk up your thighs. You're going to let the pelvis come forward and the head stacks last. All right, then you give it all a little shake, shake. Put the girls back where they belong. They tried to escape. All right. Woo! Good work today, everybody. Let's circle those wrists. I take a full body yawn stretch and reverse. And now we're going to exhale. We're going to inhale and swing those arms. In and really toss. This continues to be whatever we're letting go of. Whatever's not serving us. Just keep moving it. Nice. And then let's come back to that little rotation, swing, and plop. And then back to a little pat, 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 wherever just feels good on your body. Good. Then I'm going to have us do, and we're at time, but we did this a couple classes ago. Just take those nice kneading hand positions for your triceps, not your triceps, for your trapezius, and just give your shoulders a nice little kneading like dough. Full palm, full fingers. Just knead, knead, knead. Then I'm going to have you from there come up the sides of your neck gently. So you want to stay away from the bones themselves of the spine, but there's plenty of tissue along the side of the neck. And I'm just doing that full palm type movement. Then once you get up around that occipital groove, right where the neck goes into the skull, then you can go on to like little tiny circles to loosen and stimulate blood flow right through that area. And you can go right from the outer part of the neck all along the base of the skull all the way to the ear on both sides. So we might have a lot of head energy right now. This is another great way to just help get a little bit of blood flow. And then let's take a little temple circle while you release the tension through the breath. Let's come back to the jaw, where we learned a couple classes ago where you hinge. You can circle right there. Let it hang while you're doing this. And then you can also circle right down along the jaw bone. You can feel where there's muscles there. Also where they might be bound up. So if you got one side that's way tighter than the other, give it a little extra. And you can also just strip that area. And if you feel like the jaw needs to move side to side, let it do that. And that'll give a nice stretch to the tissue around the ear. Good. And then from there, just take a little forehead circle. We'll finish up here. Just wanted to make sure you continue to use this tool when you need to self-nurture and to calm yourself, and also just stimulates oxygen and blood flow and calms the nervous system. So you can do your scalp, all around your scalp, all around your ears. You can use thumbs, wherever feels good. And then last but not least, these little positions right underneath the eye socket. A nice little pressure point up, in gently and up. Hold and breathe. And then you could just drag them. Keep the pressure a little bit and just drag them up. Try that again. And one more. Those are really great one for just calming down. I used to call this the worry center. So it's a nice one. And you can do that all along your eyebrow. Anywhere that you find that you yourself is just holding a lot of tension. And remember, you've got the power and the love in your hands to offer some self-nurturing. And then let's just do a quick hand over heart for a moment and hand over the head. Just take some deep breaths. Just continue to reconnect to our hearts, the higher love, for clarity, for comfort, for safety. And for whatever our mission might be moving forward. But for now, just lots of self-love, self-care. Easy does it. Be gentle with ourselves. Be gentle with our bodies and each other. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.